News 46 is brought to you in part by
CD2 Special Election Candidate Debate hosted by Trunk and Western Representation 3-day, 3-city event. Thursday, June 23rd at 6:30 p.m. at the Pahrump Nugget, airing live on KPVM 46.1. Moderated by Karen Jackson of K9 Radio. Friday, June 24th at 7 p.m. at the Elko Senior Center, and Saturday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the John Oscowaga Nugget, Sparks, Nevada. Submit your questions for candidates today. More information online at trunkonline.com. Paid for by Trunk and Western Representation.
News 46 is brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks. News 46 is also brought to you by
Senior Dimensions is a Medicare Advantage plan with 25 years of experience in Nevada. Visit seniordimensions.com today and find out more.
Tonight on News 46, a structure fire was possibly set by a child.
The duck pond is back and better than ever.
And a new queen is crowned Miss Senior Golden Years USA. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46. With Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, it's Monday, June 6, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine for News 46. Topping our news tonight, today the country recognizes the 67th anniversary of the D-Day landings on the beaches of Normandy on June 6, 1944, which changed the course of World War II. It was an invasion of about 215,000 Allied soldiers from the United States, Britain, and Canada. KPVM honors our heroes who bravely fought and the ones who lost their lives on this day to secure our freedom. For information and photos of this heroic day, go to our official go to the official National Memorial site, www.dday.org.
And folks, Nye County Juvenile Probation is checking into the possibility that a child lit his own home on fire yesterday morning off Blosser Ranch Road. We spoke to Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis.
Yesterday morning around 10:15, we were dispatched a report of a structure fire on Kurt Road. And upon arrival, we did find smoke showing from the front of the house. We determined that all the occupants had safely evacuated prior to our arrival. The crews went in and found a room and contents fire in a rear bedroom. They made quick extinguishing of that fire. There was no further extension. And we completed the investigation yesterday and found it to be most likely related to a juvenile fire set. And we're working with the local authorities on regard to that issue.
And I know that we have fire setting programs for this. Is there any history at all, do you know, with this child?
No, I can't get too far into the investigative aspects with the juvenile, but we're working with some local officials. And as far as overall programs, we're looking to improve our services on regard to that level on the juvenile fire sets. And so there'll be further programs coming out in the near future.
I know that you guys checked for extensions. Was there any?
No, actually the crews did a great job, and there was no further extension within the structure, and so it just held to that room and contents.
Are they able to live in the home?
They're going to have an electrician come out and evaluate some of the electrical outlets and such, but yeah, it should be inhabitable by the end of this day.
The high winds didn't help Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue in extinguishing a brush fire yesterday afternoon on Bell Vista near Barney.
Dispatch for a report of a brush fire later in the afternoon. As you know, it was a very windy day yesterday, so it was windswept grounds cover fire. There were some nearby exposure structures, but they were protected. The crew from Station 1 arrived, and they made quick control of the fire, so there was very little extension. They investigated the fire and determined that it made actually undetermined origin, and there were no injuries associated with it. So we're monitoring the area to see if there's any activity that we need to be aware of.
I know that the brush truck came out, and it has a special device on the front.
Yeah, it's a remote control nozzle, and what it does, it allows us to use the apparatus with fewer resources so we can commit the hand crews to other areas. And basically, in essence, what it does is it'll go down there, and the driver can operate with a joystick, and he can actually extend the water, or you can put it in different patterns and such. It's a really nifty tool.
Coming up, the Calvada Eye Duck Pond gets a refill.
And a new Miss Senior Golden Years has been crowned.
Well, all this and more right after the break. Please keep it here.
Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks.
Welcome back to News 46. All 5 suspects allegedly involved in the stabbing murder and attempted murder that occurred on May 1st on Donna Street were in court on Friday. The preliminary hearing is set to determine if there is enough evidence to continue the case to district court. According to District Attorney Brian Kunzi, because of the number of suspects involved, the hearing was not completed on Friday and has been scheduled to continue in July.
If you have young children, you may want them to leave the room for this next story. One of the Binion Ranch animals, a gazelle, was attacked last night, leaving the animal horribly wounded.
According to Nye County Animal Control, Tim McCarty said the gazelle, which is one of many exotic animal types on the ranch, was attacked by stray dogs. He expressed that it was not coyotes that attacked the animal. He stated that it had severe wounds and that it may be put down if it cannot be saved. He added that the property owner would make that decision. The gazelle has lived on the property for many years along with many other species. A caretaker who works for the Binion family takes charge of all the animals on the property, which is located behind Walmart on Dahlia and expands from Wilson to Basin.
Animal Control stated that the gazelle was not doing well and was in shock.
And the winner is the 9th annual Miss Senior Golden Years was crowned at Saddle West on Saturday night. We spoke to your new queen.
Queen for 2011-12 is Vicki.
Well, it has been the most wonderful experience that I have ever been through. It started back in February when we started deciding that we were going to do it. We had weekly practices with wonderful BJ, and she just made it so much fun. And I met wonderful other ladies. The other contestants all deserve to be queen. We just all worked really hard, and I am just blessed for today.
I saw your expression when you got crowned. Were you shocked? Were you kind of thinking you might have it?
Well, you always wish, because that's part of life. But yes, I was surprised, but I'm totally blessed.
I know we talked about your platform before. Let's talk about Nathan Adelson Hospice and the Building Fund project.
Okay, that is a fairly new committee that has been formed, and our goal is to build a hospice care center here in Pahrump. And a lot of people don't even know about this project yet. So my goal this year will be to contact as many people as I possibly can, go to businesses, organizations. I'll get everybody I can to reach into their pockets and donate to our wonderful cause.
This is going to be a big jump forward for that building fund, you being crowned tonight, because you're going to be really out there.
I will be, and I plan to be. I want to really make this a go.
The Calvada Duck Pond is back. After being closed down since last year, the popular spot is full and waiting for its residents to return.
Well, Deanna, we're finally getting the pond filled up. It's taken quite a while to get to this point. There were some hang-ups with the pipe size and pumps and things like that, and getting our staff over there to bury the last little piece of pipe. But I talk to the ducks every day. I have 2 of them that live up in the waterfall, And then they come down to the eye usually when I'm there, and they greet me when I go in the door, and they go, when do we get our pond back? And I said, real soon. So tomorrow morning when I go over there, I'm sure they might be swimming around in the water if we can get that much in there overnight. It's going to take about 160,000 gallons of water to fill that, and that bentonite we put in is going to have to absorb some of it. And then we got a crew coming in sometime in the near future to put the waterfall feature in, which is on the north side of the, that other pond. And it's going to be nice when we get it all done.
So what's the waterfall feature going to look like?
Well, there's a bunch of big boulders over there that they're going to place. They're going to make a little sluiceway, and then the water will be pumped. The circulating part and the aerating part of the pond will be the waterfall feature that will be able to cascade down through the rocks and then back into the pond. It's aeration that really is needed so that the ponds won't get dirty like they were before. And then general maintenance and trying to keep the ducks from doing too much doo-doo in there, and we'll be in good shape.
Just let them know about that. There is a filter that I saw with some rocks covering it in the pipe. Is that kind of a natural filter where it's going to be pumping water up through the pump system?
Well, I don't know if they've inserted a filter there. There is, in the pump house itself, it has one, but it's a small one. That's just to strain out the bigger materials. I'm there every day, and I have the people, the dog walkers, I call them. There's about maybe about 12 different couples that come in every day and walk their dogs, 2 or 3 of them. They enjoy it over there, and they always ask, when are we going to have the pond back, when are we going to have fish in it. Well, as soon as the water gets in there, we can see about getting some fish put in there, and I'm hoping that maybe we could get some bass or something like that. We'll wait and see. I'm sure people will put them in there naturally. They'll catch them and bring them down. That's what they did before. And we had a large population that we had to take out when we emptied that.
We did, and turtles too as well.
Yes, the turtles, we're glad to see them gone because they'd bore into the bank. And if you notice, there's rocks and things there now that when that water comes up, it'll come up halfway up that slurry mix with the rocks in it, and that'll prevent the turtles from boring back in there and caving the banks in. We're going to do some additional walkways along the top when we're done, right along the edge, and it's going to look really nice when we get it all done.
Because we got the benches there, and I saw that some of the grass is still torn out around the edges, so that's where we're going to put a walkway so that people can safely walk around it. They said it's going to take about 2 days to fill this pond up.
Yeah, about 160,000 gallons of water. I'd say about 2 days, yeah. So by Monday, hopefully, we'll have the ducks will come back naturally. They'll come from all the other ponds. And when they find out there's clean water there, they're going to want to head there. Unfortunately, there won't be any food supply in it, but it's good to have them there. The people really enjoy them, and we just hope that they don't overfeed them or something like that, because then they make a mess. So.
We recently spoke to filmmaker Wayne Bradford about his film Futility, which came to Pahrump all the way from Australia to be part of the High Desert Shorts Film Festival.
Futility is a little World War II piece that I wrote. It's basically based on a dream that I had of having a photograph make a difference in people's lives. I've been doing still photography for about 25 years, and I think that having images do tell stories, and they can evoke emotions in people. So I was looking for some sort of something to set this story in, and war, because it's such a futile thing, really, and there's a lot to be lost. But there's also something in war where people actually, sometimes the best comes out of people, and I just thought that was a good environment to set this film. Everything was at stake, and yet a photograph could make a difference in 2 men's lives.
What a wonderful idea, so creative. How long is the film?
The film runs for just over 10.5 minutes.
And it's a drama?
It's a drama, yes, yeah. So it's a period drama.
Can I ask you where you're from? I hear a hint of an accent.
Well, I'm Canadian born, but I live in Australia. I've been in Australia nearly 20 years, so I call myself a Kanazi.
How's the film been doing?
The film's been doing really well. It's played at about, I think this is about the 11th festival now, and I've won 4 awards up to this point.
Is this how many have you done before?
This is my 4th film as writer-director. I've done director photography on film, produced films. I've actually got another one that's just finishing post-production at the moment, and just about to start pre-production on my next film. So this was number 4, but yeah, it's part of an ongoing process.
How can we find out more about this film as well as your previous films?
So the website for this film is www.futilityfilm.com. And it's also on YouTube. The trailer's on YouTube, and you can find us on Facebook if you look for Futility Film.
And for the upcoming films?
Okay, my next short is Helix Key, and you can find Helix Key on Facebook as well.
All right, so we had a pretty nice weekend, a little windy yesterday to say the least, and a little windy today too. But here's the good news. The winds are actually going to calm down just a little bit. I mean, we're not talking gone completely, but nowhere near as windy as it has been over the last couple months.
Good deal.
Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll have your 7-day forecast right after this break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather today. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 80 degrees. We had winds out of the southwest at about 19 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 38 miles per hour. Our pressure on the barometer held steady for us, 29.91. UV index was 9, which is very high. Sunrise is at 5:27 a.m. and a record high, 110 degrees, not more than 365 days ago. Looking at tonight, clear skies expected, a low of 60 degrees. Winds out of the north up to 18 miles per hour. Sunset will be at 7:58 p.m. and a record low, 48 degrees in 1993. Tomorrow's looking bright and sunny with a high of 87, a low of 63, with winds out of the south-southwest 8 miles per hour, with gusts upwards of 23 miles per hour. The UV index is 9, which is very high, and sunrise will be at 5:26 a.m. Now, looking at our 7-day forecast, it's going to be hot but not too hot and windy but not too windy for most of the days here. Wednesday, 26 mile per hour gusts expected, a high of 88, a low of 60. Thursday, 27 mile per hour gusts, a high of 87, a low of 61. Friday, 23 mile per hour gusts, a high of 88, a low of 61. Saturday, 33 mile per hour gusts, a high of 93 and a low of 64. Sunday, looking at 42 mile per hour gusts, windiest day of the 7-day forecast. Also, almost the hottest, 94 degrees for the high, 64 for the low. Monday, 98 is expected, 78 for the overnight low with gusts about 23 miles per hour. And our worst weather in the nation today is Pumpkin Center, Oklahoma, for excessive heat. And you know what? They can keep it.
The town of Pahrump would like to invite all citizens and interested parties to roundtable meetings to discuss the theme park venture. The meeting is tonight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the town office at 250 Highway 160.
And of course, if you don't feel like going to the meeting, you can always stay tuned to right here at 46 for the Community Viewpoint, which is going to have some very interesting guests tonight for the reptilian variety and other wonderful poisonous things, I'm sure. And folks, with that being said, it's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine.
From everyone here at KPVN, have a great evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night.